Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So, tell me something. Do you remember what they got Bill Clinton on? Bill Clinton was under investigation for Whitewater. It was a real estate deal. What they got Bill Clinton on was lying to the FBI, or lying under oath. Now, the lying under oath was a long way away from that deal. They were completely disconnected. Bill Clinton gets a blowjob, lies about it, they catches him in the lie. There's a stain on the dress, the presidential stain, the indignity of leaving little Bill on that woman's dress. Donald Trump is in somewhat of a legal quagmire. They've been going after him with this trumped up Russia nonsense. Now, forget the fact that all of these people that are making associations to Donald Trump, meaning pointing the Russia thing, is connected to Clinton. The person who tipped off the FBI was somebody who was working with the Clinton Foundation like 20 years ago. The other person who was the Pfizer warrant guy, or the person who was getting the Pfizer warrant, that person was the person who got Hillary Clinton off strikes, and at the same token was instrumental in making sure of getting the warrant on Trump in the first place. These guys also hid information from the Pfizer courts. Now, mind you, the Pfizer court, 99.7% of the time they get requests, they approve those requests. I mean, for all intents and purposes, the only person who's there is the person who's trying to take your Fourth Amendment rights away from you, and the judge. The judge just listens to him and allows it to go. 99.7%. You shouldn't even call it a judge. Just call it a rubber stamp. Donald Trump is talking about talking to Mueller. And apparently he wants to speak with Mueller under the condition that this case will wrap itself up fast. Meaning, I'll talk to you under the condition that you give a timeline on how long this investigation is going to take. He probably wants to I want to wrap this shit up. Now, I don't like Donald Trump. I think that's well established and well known at this point. But if I look at this from a political standpoint, meaning take myself out of it and just being above it all, that would be fucking insane. That would be absolutely insane. Your lawyers need to, like I said, Bill Clinton they didn't get Bill Clinton for the thing that they originally was investigating Bill Clinton for. They got Bill Clinton for lying. You would be under oath talking to Mueller in an investigation that has been trumped up by your political opponents in order to sabotage your presidency. That's literally what's taking place right now. You will be insane to sit into that spot when that guy's only interest is taking your head and finding anything that he can find to take your head. That would be functionally insane. Let's look at the story. I saw him doing that. Look, you have a right not to incriminate yourself. Now, I'm not saying you have a right to incriminate yourself because I think you're guilty. This Russia stuff is nonsense. At least I think this Russia stuff is nonsense. They've shown nothing. They've obfuscated for the past 2 years about this stuff because they don't want to deal with the real issues. So they deal with Russia. It's easy to use a foreign enemy to try to explain away all of the failings, all of the failures of the country. Oh, the infrastructure doesn't work. It's Russia. The buses don't come on. Oh, it's Russia. Hillary Clinton couldn't get to Wisconsin. Oh, Russia fucked up her bus. Everything belongs to Russia. Blacks getting shot in the face. Oh, that's Russia, because Russia has agitated the African Americans to be angry about blacks getting shot in the face. What about Bernie Sanders supporters being cheated? Oh, that's Russia also agitating Bernie Sanders supporters after they were cheated. What about DAPL having their land stolen from them? The president in office, first African American president, pardoned in Turkey while other actual indigenous people are getting their heads bashed in by oil police. It's not fucking Russia. That's my point. None of this stuff is Russia. These robots are running around screaming Russia, Russia, Russian bots, Russian bots. There are many problems that you have to address. There are many problems that you need to face in this country that has nothing to do with Russia, that has everything to do with the forces and the incentives that take place in this country. It's nothing to do with Russia. That's us. They're using this as pure obfuscation. My point in this, they let Clinton off. I'm trying to understand, trying to get across what I'm saying. There was a person that the FBI actually put in prison like a year or two prior to the case when Comey said nobody was put in prison for this particular law. Meaning no reasonable prosecutor could bring this case. The fact is, there was a reasonable prosecutor that brought almost an exact same case before. They let her off because of who she was. By the same token, everybody that had some connection to get Donald Trump or get that Pfizer warrant on Carter was connected to Hillary Clinton. That's the point I'm getting at. They let her off on one end while at the same token being able to get Donald Trump on the other end. And there is a connection between those people within that process. Stroix was working in both. Now, and Stroix was instrumental in changing the language in order to get Hillary Clinton off. I would not trust the apparatus. That's my point. I would listen to my lawyers, and I would do what my lawyers tell me. And if your lawyers are giving you good advice, they would tell you to plead the fifth. Not because you're guilty, but purely because you don't want to say anything that they can hook you on in the same way they was able to hook Bill Clinton. So, my advice, what would Coconut Smile and shut the hell up, Bill Cosby, the Richard Pryor thing. I'm going to end it at that. I read this and I was like, wow, why on earth would you do that? That just seems horrid. Right here, let's read this part. The White House principal deputy press secretary said Sunday he believes that President Donald Trump still intends to meet with special counsel Robert Mueller under oath. The Trump spokesman Raj Shah responded to a question by ABC News chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl, who said Trump had told him twice that he plans to meet with the special counsel overseeing the Russia investigation and will answer questions under oath. Karl asked Shah on This Week Sunday if the president plans to keep his word. Shah responded, "I'm sure he intends to," adding that the president's attorneys are communicating with the special counsel on the specifics regarding that. They also asked would he fire Mueller, in which case he says he's not going to get involved in that particular choice. Can't fire Mueller. Yes, he can technically fire Mueller. Leave Mueller to his devices. He should have left Comey to his devices. They're trying to take your head and they're looking for anything that they can use to do that. I would listen to the advice of your lawyers. I wouldn't say squat to Mueller. He has nothing on you at this point. So I would leave it that way. Understand, the crime here does not have to be the thing that they're talking to you about. They just need to catch you on anything. This person lied about this. This person couldn't remember a particular fact. This person said something that's somewhat off. He was under oath, meaning he lied to the FBI. This is not the game that you want to play. Not to mention Donald Trump has somewhat of a tenuous thread with reality anyway. So this would be magnificently dangerous, but it seems that Donald Trump is trying to meet with Robert Mueller. Stay tuned. Thanks, guys.